Hey everybody, this is Petra Cardinal with lucidcrew.com. Today I'm going to talk to you about how to make a dentist Facebook ad. It's going to be pretty simple. I'm going to walk you through it step by step. So here we go. We have logged into our business.facebook.com site. We've already created an account. And what we're going to do is we're just going to create a very basic traffic Facebook ad. So we've logged in and now we're going to hit that little green button that says create. This allows us to create an ad. Don't worry about this buying type. That's really just kind of for more advanced users. I always use auction. And then down below, just to get people to come to your site, to see the ad, and just having a very general audience at first. We want to hit traffic. And then we hit continue. Okay, here is where we get to add our campaign name. And I usually like to indicate what it is. It's a traffic ad. And then we're just going to get a general audience in that city location. So for example, if this dentist is in Dallas, let's go ahead and type in Dallas. And it's not going to have any other parameters as far as the audience. We're just going to do a really basic, we want everybody to see this ad. We're going to click down, and the one thing that I like to turn on is campaign budget optimize. So we click that and we turn that on. And the budget, I think $20 is a little too much. We can go with about $10 a day. That would be probably about right. We can run it for a couple weeks, and that way you can get some really great traffic to see your ad. We'll hit next. And now we're in the ad set. Here is where I'd like to go like a little deeper and really indicate what it is that I'm trying to attract. We've got Dallas as a general audience, and we are going to pick an age group, and I'm just going to put in Dallas for now. So we want website traffic, dynamic creation or creative. We are going to turn that on. We're going to go ahead and continue. And I always like to set an end date. This just kind of puts me in check as far as running an ad. I may not always come back to a specific ad anytime soon. If I only want to run it for 2 weeks, let's go ahead and figure out what our 2-week point is. So that's 1 and 2. We're going to do it for 2 weeks. This way it gives Facebook enough time to review the ad, to publish the ad, and get the audience. I never tend to come back to every single ad all the time because I'm running so many ads. So this just gives me a way to stop the ad and not filter out $10 a day if I don't need that ad anymore. Our location, our dentist is, to say, like I said, Dallas. Let's just pick that as an example. Type in Dallas and you'll get a drop down very nicely indicating which cities Dallas is referring to. I'm referring to the one in Texas. So, all right, age group. I really don't think 18-year-olds are at that point where they're going to call dentists and make their own appointments. I think it's more or less an age group of, let's say, 25 to 65, all genders. And we're not going to specify any kind of target right now. We're just going to want to get a general audience. So right now, our audience will reach 3 million. Well, that's a little much, and it looks to me like the radius is a little bit beyond Dallas. It's really hard to gauge if somebody from an hour's drive away will come into Dallas, for example, and see the dentist. So I may want to bring this down to 10 miles. So I hit return, and of course it's going to change my reach. Now we got 1 million. I'd say that's still pretty good. So let's go ahead and scroll down. We're going to do automatic placement. This is what they recommend. Let's just go ahead and go with it. And now we're going to hit next. And we're going to definitely pick our Facebook page. And if you have an Instagram created for it, go ahead and create that Instagram. And they actually have to be linked up in the back end. And we're going to pick a single image. And we're going to scroll down a little bit, and this is where we create our ad. Now, if you see things on my page that have been blurred out or bleeped out a little bit, it's because I really don't want you to see who my client is, what specific town I'm gauging for, and anything else that has to do with that client. So I have pre-created an ad for Zoom whitening, $100 off. So let's go ahead and use that one. And it's always great to create an ad that's engaging, has people smiling, some kind of photograph on there, maybe the dentist, and has the ad mentioned actually in the text on the image. Having a coupon or a special is a really great way for people to click on your site, to get people engaged, to come in, to call, whatever. Because if it's just a general ad, as far as like, hey, this is who I am, people are really just going to surpass that by. They want to know what do they get out of it if they click on it? What special do they get? And so really that's how you're going to attract most of the audience. Let's go ahead and we're going to add text or content to the primary text. And that's the text that you see at the above. Don't worry about this right here. It just basically says that I haven't completed everything. I like to have sometimes like little smiley faces and little sunshines, whatever, something that pops a little bit more than just text. Because just text is really not going to get people to click, to look at. People are going to just pass that on by. The headline, I'll show you where that will appear, but let's pick a really engaging headline that really gets people stopped in their tracks and to read the ad. And the description, the great thing about the description is you can just leave it short and sweet. I've seen people like write paragraphs and paragraphs. I think it's just fine. One thing that's to the point. And now we're going to add the URL. Okay. And as soon as we have the URL, then we get the preview to the right side. For the action, for dentists specifically, I'd like to say book now is probably the best button to use. People are not going to sign up. People are not going to subscribe or watch more. There's a lot to choose from. For me, it's always book now with a dentist because people want to book that appointment right away in order to get that special. All right. So the only other thing that we have to make sure on is we have to get our pixel in there. And it looks like our pixel is right there. For some reason it says offline event. Just ignore that and hit website events and then select your pixel. Your pixel always has to be on your site. If it's not on your site, go ahead and try to get that created in Facebook where you're creating an ad for your website and then add that code onto your site. Okay, so this is a really engaging ad, I think. It's got smiles. It tells you what the reason is of the ad appearing. And then at the top, the first thing that we say is like the offering of Zoom whitening $100 off. That's like the first thing you have to say in the text because when the ad scrolls by, you only get 3 lines or if not, sometimes 2 lines of text for the opportunity to engage and get people to understand why you're showing the ad. So, and here's our exclusive Zoom discount, book now. That's our book now button. And see right here, it's a description. It's just 1 line. I always put 1 line. And on the right-hand side, on the far right, you can actually see how it will appear in certain platforms on certain devices. So here we have Facebook feed. We have Instagram feed. I'll scroll down and we have the Facebook video feed. Facebook right column, and then we have stories. So here's our Instagram story and etc. You can just see how it looks, but you basically get the point when you place an ad like this. So we've basically covered everything: our audience, an engaging ad, and then the text, And definitely don't forget to add the book now link at the bottom. And when you hit publish, what's going to happen is Facebook will review the ad. It always takes a little time. You can't expect immediate results because Facebook is really, really buckling down as far as the ads are, because one is that they want to make sure that it follows protocol. They want to make sure that you're not mentioning that is a red flag for Facebook, as well as house, home, anything like that. Facebook will flag it and they could suspend that ad or your entire account. So be very careful, be diligent, make sure you understand the Facebook policy. And with that, this is how you make a dentist Facebook ad. This is Petra Cardinal. I'm with Lucid Crew Inc. And you can go to lucidcrew.com for more videos. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.